Hi, everybody. Okay, let me turn this one off. Hi, everyone. Happy Saturday. Today is February the 1st, and we're going to start this month off with the Oracle card reading. I will let everyone have a chance to find me since I'm not on my own business page today. I'm actually going to be doing my lives strictly on for Saturday, do my lives on Saturday strictly on Aligned World Network. So there's not so much confusion, and I can kind of see everybody in one or two little clicks. Before we were kind of spread all out, and I was missing people, and I felt kind of bad about it. But we're here to support each other, and we want to be able to give you a reading today. What's going on? So every Saturday, the first Saturday of every month, I will pull an Oracle card out for you. There's no need to ask me a question. The way that will work is when you come in and you want a card, just put your name out there and I'll put you on the list and then pull a card as we go. I will repeat these instructions in a moment. Sometimes people come in late or they have to go and leave. You really need to be here when I call out your name and I give you your reading. I will give you plenty of advance notice that your name is coming up next. So if you need to go, get some water or something, you can come back and know that you're up next. You just need to let me know that you're actually still on this recorded session. And then you don't tell me your question. You may ask your question in your mind. If you don't have a question, the card that I pull for you will be your message that you kind of need to listen to. And there will be times when people have a certain question in mind, but the card doesn't even resonate with the question. You need to hear the message. So whatever it is that you need to hear today, whether it has to do with your question or not, and most of the times it does address your questions, um, you're going to get a message that you need to hear during this time. So let me see if anybody has found me yet. We'll start writing down some names. Oh, okay, we need to pull up one more. Okay. So what I will say is there is a lot of energy that's coming down to us from our creator. It's just there was 3 days, the last 3 or 4 days of January, I would say kind of taken out. I felt off balance. My third eye and my crown was really buzzing. And there was so many things that I needed to get done, but nothing that was extremely important. So I had to follow my own advice, right? When you feel a lot of energy coming up, and if you're able to, not everyone is able to do this, go ahead and rest. Sometimes we just need to, unplug from the phone, unplug from TV. Sometimes we just need to go out and get some fresh air, or even take a nap. With me, I just stayed on the couch and I watched a few of my favorite shows, things that would make me laugh because I needed to, kind of change my mood. It just, sometimes we just get so involved in things that we, forget to take care of ourselves a little bit. So, For me, it was a good rest because my mind's always on what am I going to do and what am I going to post? And sometimes you just have to be, you just have to live in the moment and, kind of absorb what's going on in your own house and everything. And after a couple of days, I was fine. I didn't have a fever or anything, but I did have a couple weeks of really sore throat. So I had, canceled on one of the shows. And then just over the last couple of days, it's went really well for my voice. So um, I don't see anybody here yet or anybody that's responding. So people may actually be busy. Like I said, it's a whole different thing. So let me make a post about this event and where they can find me, as they may be looking for me there. I mean, I know there's a lot going on, and so that may be an issue. Thank you for having patience with me, and I'm gonna share this. Thank you, Andrea. Would you like me to pick up a card for you? I'm sure that's why you're here. Thank you for, yeah, I am feeling so much better. Sometimes you just need to take a little bit of a rest. So, um, but I am here and I'm going to go ahead and draw a card for you. Okay, so today we're going to be using this deck by Kyle Gray. It's one of his latest decks that he has. It's called Angelic Activations, and they're oracle cards. Well, hello. I also do angelic activations, but I don't have them in a card form. So that was, made me really be attracted to it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I would imagine people will kind of, come in here and there. Um, to say hello. Okay, so I see you there. That's good. Okay, so Andrea, here we go, Andrea. Okay, so let me go ahead and connect to you now. And I've connected. Thank you. You have some beautiful energy about you. You probably already knew that, or people probably already tell you. But let me go ahead and pull this card for you. Okay, it's called the Fire Guardian. Your desires are not unholy. Now that one took me for a loop. So let me see what exactly this means. This what the message on the back says. You are being encouraged to connect to the energy of desire and ignite your passions. As long as what you desire doesn't cause harm or danger to any living being, your desires are not unholy. Express yourself, play, and be untamed. For allowing these raw and authentic aspects of yourself to come to the surface also allows the universe to see you in all of your glory. So uh, your affirmation is I ignite the fire of my passions and let it roil. So, maybe there's something that you've been wanting to do, and this is just a card to encourage you to play and have fun and, do things that make you laugh. I think I've said that a couple of times. Um, so I really hope that that makes sense to you. It's not just, in a, personal loving relationship and igniting the passion there. I think what this is talking about is the passion that you have inside for anything. It could be your family, it could be things that you do for friends, or you know, things that you really want to do, but you don't do because you're so busy doing things for other people. Just kind of like the same topic I was just talking about. Sometimes we need to have that self-care, and we need to let things out, to have a little bit more fun or spice things up a little bit. So I hope that makes a sense to you. Okay, Claire, you're next. Think about your question. Don't let me know what your question is. And let me see if anybody else came on these other areas. Okay, so you found me there. Okay, so I think I can take this one off. One less window to open up since they're going over. And we'll go here. Um, so, so Andrea says, wow, that's exciting, love. It resonates with her. And she thinks that she's got this card before. I don't know, because that was kind of a new card for me. So I don't know if, let me write this, Chrissy, down. I don't know whether I pulled that card or not, because I've looked at all the cards, but you would know, maybe someone else pulled this card for you. And a lot of times I don't even know or I can remember what kind of cards were pulled for people. But if it sounds familiar to you, then that's good. And if it's came a second time for you, then it's something that you really need to pay attention to. Hi, Christy. I put you down. So Claire, I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you right now. And can you believe, okay, before I get started, last week we were in the 30s, and then towards the end of the week it went into the higher 40s, the mid 50s, and today is going to be almost 70 degrees. And we're going to have a couple of days of weather between 70 and I think 85 degrees. But I'm in Texas, and as you all know, it has its own kind of weather cycle going on. So we'll see whatever happens at the end of the day, it's what happens. So it was nice to get some rain a couple of days ago. Yeah, Andrea, it could be through Terry. I don't know whether she has this deck or not. But either way, if it came from Terry and then it came from me, it's definitely something that you need to pay a little more attention to. Okay, Claire, I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you. Oh, how beautiful she is. Charity, bring peace where you can. This is a time for reconnecting. If you are holding a grudge, it is time to let that go. The only person who will suffer from this restriction is you. It's time to bring your heart to the present moment. It's time to show up wholly and fully with love. You desire the freedom that forgiveness and understanding will bring you. So let me read that bottom one again. You deserve the freedom that forgiveness and understanding will bring you. And your affirmation would be, I am ready to understand and forgive. And, it could even be forgiving yourself for maybe the way that you behaved in a certain situation. And circumstances around you, sometimes we don't see the full scene, right? We don't see everything that's going on in other people's lives because most people aren't going to be a chatterbox and tell you everything well, there are some that's going to tell you everything that's happened to them in the last detail in order. A lot of times people, when they're facing things that are rough for them, they don't want to talk about it. They just want to let things go and they don't share it because they don't want people to worry about them or think that they're not strong enough. And I sometimes am guilty of not always sharing everything that's happening with me because everybody else is going through stuff too. But in this sense of being able to share, whether it's with your friends or your family, you by not sharing, you really kind of cheat the other person out of the experience. But you also have to kind of put that on the weigh scale to see whether this is something that the person is willing to listen to, or if they just have their own kind of agenda that they want to do, right? And they don't want to worry you because they're worried about you. And sometimes you just got to let them know, as you have, that I'm here whenever you need to talk. And just pick and choose and, try not to be disappointed that someone's not sharing everything fully with you. So I hope that card makes sense. Okay, so Christy, you're up next. Um, Lauren, I have you down. Erica, hi, I put you down. So it's Christy, Lauren, and then Erica. Thank you, Andrea. That makes me, that really touched my heart, for you to say, you know, thank you. I do my best and I have good days and bad days just like everybody else. But yes, Erica, I put you on the list as well. Let me go ahead and I'm going to take this one off so I don't see anyone here. Okay, so now I'm all on only one page. That's good for me because then I don't have to keep flipping back and forth. So Christy, think about your question and I'm going to go ahead and connect with you. Okay, so Christy, I need you to take a deep breath and exhale. And Claire says, thank you. It does make sense. So you're welcome. Okay. Okay, Christy. What a beautiful card. I hope you can see it. It's universal energies. You are ascending. You are flying high, rising up. So stay focused on your mission and know that the universe and angels are supporting you every step of the way. This is part of your ascension process. In order to fully integrate as both soul and human, it's essential for you to face any challenges or mend any relationships you've been putting off dealing with. By stepping forward and facing the complications of your earthly life, you let your soul grow and ascend. So your affirmation is, I support myself in the process of ascension. So what I will add to this is, it seems like it's kind of another self-care. I think there's a message coming up through here. And I really think it has to, I think it has to do with, how we look at ourselves, as we're moving through our spiritual part of us, right? There's things that, I only want to, concentrate on all the happy things and give everybody, their support. But part of doing what you do and what I do, and even people who don't do what we do, is going through your shadow part, going through the parts of your life that have concerns, or maybe you haven't thought about because it's easier to push aside, it's easier to put on the back burner, but it's still going to be there even though it's on the back burner. And it's just going to keep simmering and simmering until you face it. And you'll see all the steam coming out of the pot, but you're not going to do it. You're going to put a lid on it, right? So sometimes we really actually need to look at difficult situations. Maybe somebody hurt your feelings years ago, but you still are holding that grudge. I don't think you are, but I'm also saying this for other people because sometimes the messages will work for other people. Maybe they also need to hear it. I know that you do a lot of help with your card readings for others and being authentic. So you're on the right path, you're where you're supposed to be. And the good thing is you only have to go up, right? You've already raised yourself up the levels of understanding spirit, understanding your place of where you're at. So I hope that makes plenty of sense to you. She says, "Oh my gosh, I was just talking about this very thing on my live the other day." Yes, yes. So that's your confirmation, right? Sometimes, we don't always get the confirmations that we need to hear, um, because we don't, unless somebody comes and talks to you, you don't really know whether, that confirmation is there. So having this card, doing your speech and talking about this on your live, it just gives you another reason to say, yeah, you were connected, you got the message, and that's your confirmation. And by building up your confidence through, conversations and confirmations of, the way that you're feeling about somebody, and then they come back and tell you that that's exactly what's going on. It makes you have more confidence in putting yourself out there. Mr. Man Smith. I love that. Yes, this is free. Every Saturday at the first Saturday of the month, I'll pull a card for you and it's free. You don't want to ask your question or write it out. The way this works is first come, first serve. When I call out your name, just make sure that you're here to listen to the message. Otherwise, I will pass you and then call the names at the end. So the next three people are Lauren, Erica, and Mr. Man Smith. So we'll go ahead and get started here. So, and the way it works is I don't like you to write out the question because sometimes the card will address exactly what you're asking, and sometimes it's a message that you need to hear. But the main reason that I don't ask you to put down your question is because I can't give you the answer around your question. So I try to be authentic about giving you a reading without me knowing what's going on with your question. So that's why I ask you not to write it out. Okay, thank you. Okay, Lauren, here we go. Let me connect to you. Thank you. Think about your question, and if you don't have a question, I'll pull one up anyway for you. Give you the message that you need to hear. Guardian angel, you are not alone. Your guardian angel is here to hold you and support you, but but needs to be invited to come forth and guide you. This invitation doesn't have to be issued through prayer. It can also come through your actions. So stop trying to do everything on your own. Um, Let the barriers of independence fall so that you can be held, loved, and cherished in heaven and earth. And your affirmation would be, I welcome in all levels of support from heaven and earth. Okay, my confirmation through your card. If you've been following me on Healing Light with Lisa Joe posts, I'm also on Instagram. That's been the basically the whole week's worth of posting that I've been doing. You are not alone. Never. But having said that, they will not come and assist you unless God sends them unless you ask for help. And it just could be, I need some guidance, I need some help. Can you be with me? And they're waiting for the invitation to be invited into your life. They're there and they'll help you whenever they can. But if there's a particular problem or something that you would like to work on, you just call forth your guardian angel and they come. You may not see them, but you may shift um, maybe the room or the energy in the room will shift when they're around, and you'll begin to connect with your guardian angel that way by feeling the energy of them. It is a beautiful card and a beautiful message. So I do hope that that makes sense to you, and it is okay to ask for help. It doesn't mean you can't do it. It's just sometimes we just need the added support. Okay, Lauren, that makes sense. Okay, so you've already asked them to come and help you. They will. They'll help you close doors and open other doors. If you're not seeing as fast of a response as you would like, just know that sometimes what you're asking, other things need to be dealt with, especially if it's in what you're talking about is involving other people, right? Um, Sometimes things just need to be done in a certain order and then they'll get done. But don't think that you have never, that they don't hear you. They do hear your prayers and everything. So I'm very proud of you for reaching out to your guides and asking for that support for you. And I do pray that it goes a lot smoother for you. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And this is for Lauren. Um, Yeah, you just got to get things in order, and those will fall through, not fall through, those will follow in a path. And as long as you're seeing that as you're rebuilding your foundations, and I'll leave it at that. As you're rebuilding your foundations from the ground up, um, you're going to have that support. So when you see something happening that you've asked, just acknowledge the help that you received and know that that's something that you can cross off your list and move to another thing. So I hope that all makes sense to you, and I'm sure it does. Okay, Erica, I saw that you said that you were here, so it's Erica and then Mr. Man Smith. I love that. Okay, so Erica, dear, take a deep breath in and exhale as I connect to you. Okay, thank you. Hey, Erica. Light beings. Why, she's so pretty. Your card is light beings, energetic shifts. This is a time of healing and change. Old energies are being released from your world. This isn't a call to discard traditions, but to reflect on what you have learned and how you can grow. You are being called to be open and aware of new information that is being revealed to you, for it is pivotal for the next phase of your journey. So, your affirmation would be I create space for learning anew. I like that one. So, it sounds like you're on track, Erica, and that I'm hearing honor your old traditions, but also make traditions for yourself, right? That can be added to other traditions. And that it's okay. You don't, you can honor everybody else's tradition that you have done before, but it's also a chance when you have your own family to honor their traditions, but also, establish some new traditions within your own family. Um, so if I think you're going to, according to this card, you're going to be getting some news that's going to help you propel forward. Um, I don't know when this is going to happen. I'm not a psychic like some people are that really get this. It's more of an intuitive for myself. And just this information that's going to come to you, you may hear a song that gives you the answer to something that you're looking for. You may overhear a conversation. You may see something on TV or read something in a book, or just get an epiphany. Like the other day, I was telling you earlier this week, I was having a lot of energy come through and when it comes through my crown and especially my third eye through here, um, I tend to let it go. If it gets too strong for me, I just ask that it be reduced, but still gather the information. And I might not know what that information is, but I know that I call it upgrading myself. I sure I'll upgrade myself. All that needs to be done, because I do trust that it will happen, and these um, upgrades are beneficial to me. I might not always know what's going on, but eventually, with it being in my body or my body accepts these downloads, it does change the way that I look at things. But sometimes I won't know right away. So just be patient. Know that you are in a sweet spot. You're going to be getting some more information in a timely manner for you. So I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, good. So continue asking your ancestors to help you. That's perfect. Um, and you've been able to tap in. And, having your ancestors there, they're already on your spiritual team. Um, and they are waiting for you to, ask for their knowledge to be passed to you. And some of the things that I pray for is that my ancestors would pass down their information to me of things that they've learned, right? And it's a great way of connecting with them because sometimes we don't know who our ancestors are, or maybe only have the idea or the experience of having a grandmother or grandfather around, not a great grandparent. So in your culture and stuff, I think this would be a really good card to have as a affirmation as well. So you do understand that. Great. Mr. Man Smith, are you still here? And Chrissy, I'm not sure what's going on, why you keep being kicked out. It doesn't show anything here for me. And it's okay if you want to comment. I'm not upset about that. Mr. Man Smith, just say yes that you're still here. Okay, great. Thank you so much. So go ahead and take a deep breath in and out. Think about your question. And if you don't have a question, I'll just give you the card for you. So I'm going to go ahead and connect with you. Okay, I've connected. Thank you. You got some good energy about you, sir. Okay, here we go. Raquel, that's your card. And the message is detach yourself from drama. You are being encouraged to take the highest road possible now. Angels are reminding you that you were born to guide and heal, and this won't be possible if you allow your judgment to be clouded by the energies of ego. Remember that whenever there is a dramatic event unfolding, you have a choice whether to engage with it or not. So your affirmation would be, thank you, Raquel, for helping me discern the truth without being attached to drama. What I will say is sometimes what was I going to say? Sometimes what happens is we get so, I'll just give you an example. So sometimes we get so caught up in everybody else's story, and we become very judgmental. I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but you can't help from hearing something, whether it's something in your family, something on TV. There's a lot of stuff that's going on, and it's so easy to go for that cause or understand what these other people are going through because of your own experiences. What this card is asking you is keeping the high ground. You know, you choose your experience with that experience. So if you fully feel like you can 100% back that drama up and you feel like it's really going to help yourself or change a situation, then go for it. But if it's something that does it really need to get you upset, is what if what's going on, is it necessary for you to get involved, or can you listen and just be an outsider? And then if you're asked, you could give your opinion. It's kind of a very fine line of caring and not caring. And it's not that you don't care, you do care about what's going on. It's just sometimes we just need to be quiet to allow the other person the space to make changes. And sometimes we need to step back and just say, you know, I do have some advice of this issue, and this is what happened to me. If you and I can share what happened to me if you're willing to listen. It doesn't mean that they have to accept what you're saying, but sometimes just sharing an experience with somebody else that's similar is what is needed. But unasked for advice is rarely looked upon as good. So just, you know, always ask that your words are taken with love and respect. And, you know, I think you're going to be okay because you do have a good sense of right and wrong and of justice. And, you know, you just want to help a lot of different people. So I hope that card made sense to you. Um, Karen, I'm going to write your name down. Okay. So Karen, I'm not going to pull a card for your particular question. I'm going to pull a card for advice to give you. Um, because I don't want to work around your question and pick a card and then kind of cookie cutter it to fit your question because you do have a big concern. You're welcome, Mr. Mansmith. Okay, Karen, I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you. What I will say is sometimes as you're watching, like um, you, okay, so sometimes, okay, pause that for a moment. Christy, if Cindy is looking for a card reading, and I can't see her on here. Just let me know if she's still there. I wrote her name down on the list. Okay, so sometimes I'll pull a card and, as Karen was saying, it sounds like that was my card. That's like the card I needed. So you will hear messages here that also resonate with you. Take that as well. Let it soak into your life. Think about it because if you resonate for it, you're meant to hear that as well. Okay, so this is for Karen. Karen, can you please take a deep breath in and exhale? And we're going to pull a card for you, and hopefully it is directly affiliated with your question. Okay, I'm going to hack up this name here, the Shekinah. That's your card. Okay, the Shekinah. Give the gift of your presence. Now is the time to show up in ways you have never shown up before. Get present with those you love and care about. Go beyond distractions and direct yourself back to the current moment so that you can enjoy the blessings that surround you instead of focusing on where you are going or what has previously happened. Enjoy the beauty of the here and now. And your affirmation is, I awaken to the blessings of the present moment. So, um, you did say something about your mom and your ancestors. So they're always there to give us support. And sometimes we just need to ask them to come forth. And when you ask them to help other people in your family, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But there's times when we think somebody should be doing this and the other person should be doing that, and you just kind of get spread too thin and you forget about yourself. Another self-care message. So for you to be whole and present and being able to support your other family members and things like that, you need to stay in the present time. It's so easy to get caught up in what has happened in the past and what has happened, what may happen in the future. You can't change things from changing, right? You can't change the past. You can, kind of review it and look at things a little differently. But I think if you step back a little bit and kind of focus more on yourself and let them do what they need to do, um, that that kind of puts that responsibility back to them. I don't want you to feel bad if your relative I think it was your sister, doesn't always uh want to listen to your advice. So um I hope that helps answer your new question. So yeah, I hope that makes sense to you, resonates so much with my prayers this morning. Good. You're welcome, dear. You're welcome. Okay, was Cindy still around? Okay, is anybody else want a card? So I don't see anybody else's name up there. So I am going to also pull one card, and this will be kind of some advice for the month of February. Okay, so this is going to be for kind of a bonus card for everybody for the month of February. This is the Guardian. Let your emotions flow. That's also part of self-care, right? Don't keep it all bottled up inside. Don't put yourself on the back burner. There are a lot of feelings within you, and it's time to let them out. Your emotions are powerful messengers that allow you to express the tender, more vulnerable parts of yourself. Don't fight against this, for in revealing this natural part of yourself and basically everybody else, you are also revealing your beauty and gifts and allowing others to witness the most authentic part of yourself. And so the activation, or not the activation, the affirm affirmation. Water Guardian, I trust my emotions and I let them flow with ease. So sometimes you just need to scream in a pillow, right? Um, and I've done this many times. Sometimes I'll be in my car all by myself and I'm just like really flustered. This is things I did in the past. I'm not so flustered anymore, like I used to be. And I'd make sure nobody was near me, right? And I'd pull over in the parking lot way out where nobody else was, or no one would have concerns if they heard me screaming. And still, I'm thinking about other people. And I just scream as loud as I can. And it's such a relief. Now, I do this at home sometimes as well, where I will close my door, nobody's home, or if somebody is home, I get a pillow and I scream as loud as I can. Now, recently, I did the screaming in the pillow, and because I was just flustered with a lot of different things. And I told my family, I said, I'm going to go in the room and I'm going to scream. I'm going to be okay. No need to check on me. I just gonna scream. And so they all look at me very weirdly. And I go in the bedroom and I put my pillow over my head and over my mouth and I scream, stop, scream again. And I'm like, I feel so much better. And I know it might sound silly to you, but it's a way of letting things go when the frustration has went so high and you're at that edge and you're like, I can't take it no more. And you scream. It may be the barking dog that's in your neighbor's yard, right? That just barks from morning till night. And you just pray that that dog will get help or that they'll pay attention to the dog. Or, if you're an animal lover, you probably have concerns that the dog is barking all the time. So, it's just another way of releasing the tears. Okay, so I hope all of that makes sense to you. I'm don't see any new people. I deeply appreciate you being here for me and showing up for yourself. So the changes that are coming forward is every Saturday I will be on Aligned World Network. I'll share this out to my other groups. I'm not going to share this out to my other groups because it's just an oracle card reading for you guys. But it will be on Aligned World Network. So every Saturday, what I'll do is I will be, as I have been, live on Aligned World Network, but I won't be sharing that simultaneously on my business page. I'll wait till the end when I'm all done and it's recorded and it's ready to post up. Then I will post it up into my business page. So their Aligned World Network is supporting me, and I'm very happy to also support them as well. All of my links are down below if you would like to work with me privately. And Margaret, I will do you one. I will call your name. So I am calling your name, excuse me. I got all tongue-tied with my speech. So you're the last person that I'm gonna pull a card for. So go ahead and take a breath in and exhale when you're ready. Okay, so go ahead and think about your question. And if you don't have a question, I'm going to go ahead and just pull a card for general advice for you. Hey, Margaret, here's your card. Oh, another one, Dawn. I guess I'm going to be here for a little more. So, Donna, I got you down, and Catherine Gilbert. So, this is for Margaret. Okay, the Holy Spirit. Oh, these cards are so beautiful. The Holy Spirit, miracles are possible. Your ability to experience miracles is down to your capacity to believe that miracles are possible for you. Don't give up hope. A real turnaround is possible now. The light of angels is surrounding you, inviting you to step into the most gracious receiving state possible. Open your heart and expect a miracle solution to happen. You are worthy and know it. So your affirmation is, I am worthy of miracles in all forms. Lovely card. And I don't need to add anything to it. It's perfectly said, and it's great to know that you are surrounded and not alone, and that you are worth a miracle. So believe it and know that you are worthy. Okay, you're welcome. So Donna V and then Catherine G. Okay, Donna. Okay, I would like to go ahead and connect with you, Donna. Okay, I've connected. Thank you. Zacadil. Zadakil. Be the change you seek. Do I even need to go beyond that? But I will. Your intentions to live with meaning and purpose have led you to where you are today. Where you are is where you are needed. But don't forget to be the light of healing wherever you go. The changes that you are seeking at this time must begin within you. Even if you are facing difficult circumstances, ask yourself how you can shine your light more wholly and fully. Your affirmation is thank you, Zachiel, for helping me change within first. Ah, let me do this again. Thank you, Zachiel, for helping me change within myself first before seeking change elsewhere. It's such a valuable piece of information. Um, we can ask for changes from other people, and that's really easy to do. But sometimes we also need to have that inner look at ourselves. What could I change about me? And if I did some changes on me, would it affect somebody else's opinion about me? Not that everybody's opinion matters, but if that's you want people to respect you and everything like that, um, yes, we do need to look at ourselves. It's kind of like if you can't love yourself, who's going to love you? And you're not alone. You're a very smart person. Um, but sometimes we also just need to look at ourselves and how we can possibly do some changes within our own life. Um, yeah, so if you're a complainer, which I don't think that that's you, but for example, if you're a person who complains all the time and just finds fault with everything that everybody else is doing, again, this isn't you, this is an example. Um, and then when you do something wrong and you know that you've done something wrong, but somebody complains to you about what your behavior is, and then you're that person, then you may feel like you're higher or more worthy of giving this advice. So I'm not saying that that's you at all, but there are people out there that don't want to work on themselves. They just want to find fault with everybody else. So if you want things, I think the main message is if you want things to change around you, look within first. Where can you make the first change? Because once you start changing the way that you look at somebody, look at a situation, or even being more open to things, you're going to see a different side of you inside. And when you change that outlook or that experience inside of you, it also changes the outer part of you. So I hope that makes sense to you, Donna. Okay, you're welcome. So that was for Donna. So then I have Catherine G, and then I have Cindy. That is after Catherine. Thank you, Christy, for your help. Okay, so Catherine, I'm going to go ahead and connect with you now. Thank you. And shuffle these up a little bit more. Holy amethyst. I love amethyst. Okay, holy amethyst. And this is for Catherine. Okay, you're welcome, Donna. I'm glad that you understood the message. Okay, Catherine, this is for you. Holy amethyst, you are the light. You have a light within you, and this light will never go out. Whenever you face darkness, this brilliance has the opportunity to shine. Right now, God and the angels are calling you to switch your light on full. Stand in the greatness of your spirit. Do not back down and be the bringer of good that you were born to be. And your affirmation is, I am a light of hope in the world. So that's a beautiful card to receive that, that you shine and you're like a beacon for other people, even in the darkness. You find a glass is half full and not half empty. So it's a very unique way of looking at life that you have. And I would encourage you to continue what you're doing, and just go ahead and shine your light. And when you do things for people, whether it's silently or, a lot of people see what you're doing, it really makes you change inside. You hear like today confirmations of things that you've done in the past week or things that you're thinking about doing, and then you get these confirmations from other sources. So listen to your confirmations that you're getting and move forward. So you're really encouraged to continue moving forward. Okay? I hope that makes sense to you. And you're okay, good. Okay, Cindy, I'm glad that we finally got you back here. So I'm going to connect with you and then I'll pull a card for you. Okay, I've connected. Thank you. And go ahead and take a breath in and exhale. Okay, Cindy, this is your card. Look how beautiful she is. Faith. Cloak of protection. You are protected. The worst is behind you, and you are ready to move beyond the challenges that you have been facing. You are safe now. Let go of the old and stop waiting for history to repeat itself. For you are in a new time in which you can create your own story and begin living it. If you feel you are stepping into the unknown, know that your angel is holding your hand, leading you on. Your affirmation is, I am safe and protected by my angels. And for those who, this is similar tied to one of the cards that we got today, is ask your angels to be with you, to, hold your hand, to be in front of you and back of you. It doesn't, angels don't want to be worshiped, right? It's our creator, it's God, it's your religious people, but mainly God, our creator, creator of all, is the one that needs to be worshiped. The angels like to help you. That's their job, that's their position, is to help you. They ask for you to invite them in. So, but we're not worshiping the angels. It's just it's like being venerated, that you really appreciate what they're doing. And it's perfectly fine to thank them for the help and for the guidance. And they're always there to help us. So I hope that makes sense to you. Okay. So, oh, I'm glad that brought tear to your eyes. Yes. Yeah, you're being looked after. So the very good message, I would think. So Gracie, I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you. Um, so I would like you to take a breath in and exhale as I connect to you. Okay, I've connected. Thank you. And I'm going to go ahead and pick a card for you. Gabriel, heal the child within. There are parts of you of yourself you had to abandon in your early years in order to survive. But now it's essential to reclaim all those parts in order to thrive. The child within you requires some tender, loving care at this time. So let them come to the surface and express all that needs to be shared. Hold them with compassion and give them radical healing, understanding, and love. So your affirmation is, I let healing and light reach all parts of myself. So that's your card. And Cindy, you're welcome, and I'm glad that that gave you a confirmation. Um, so no, this wasn't Cindy. This was Grace. So what I would say about Archangel Gabriel is not only does Archangel Gabriel help us with our communication, but also helps us reconnecting with our child parts of ourselves. And a lot of people, not just you, me, and many other people were given responsibility sometimes at a very young age, right? And um, we did, not all of us have always had a brilliant childhood. So, you're a child, you're growing, you're learning new roles and what you can do and what you can't do. And I will say, though, as an adult, I see things differently as a parent. I understand what my parents went through. I understand what I went through. And I still had a childhood, right? But there were times when I was made to grow up. And I'm feeling like this is the same situation. Um, I can't speak of experience about mingling and bringing back into your inner child back into you, because when things happen to you at a very young age that can be traumatic, or it may not be traumatic to somebody else, but to a child it could be very traumatic. We split, we start as we grow, and I don't want to remember this kind of stuff. I just want to move on. So you put it again on that back burner because it's too rough to think about and you live your life. But on the spiritual quest, whatever age you are, you eventually need to face the things that may have happened as a child. And some of the things that you can do are, especially if you have kids, if you have a child and the child is at the age that something happened to you, traumatic or whatever you want to fill that in, um, it can be really hard to mingle them back in together, but you do need to face that part of you. What did I have control over? Nothing. And no one told me I had control over my feelings, and so there are very good parents out, and then there's so parents, and then there's those absent parents. Um, so depending on how you fit into those categories, you're going to detach from yourself. And part of the process of, your spiritual quest is to integrate them back together. So you can invite your little Grace to go with you and do things with you and talk to them like they're a person, because they are. Um, and so you may do things that you weren't allowed to do as a child. Maybe you'll go in your bedroom and jump up and down on your bed and do go swing on the swing, or go do things, color in a coloring book, but do things that maybe the child wasn't allowed to do. Did you come from a very strict home that didn't have music or allowed dancing? So dance around, play your music and invite her to come and be one with you, and eventually you will intermingle your child and your current life together, and let them know that you love them and they're special and they're beautiful and that they're going to be okay. They're going to grow up and they're going to be okay. And eventually you'll see your little Grace less and less, but she'll always be there. But she'll be inside of you. So I hope that makes sense to you and that I didn't confuse you anymore. So, okay. So, Gracie, I'm glad that you understood that. And again, you guys have a great day um, for the rest of the weekend. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your family, do some self-care, and journal if you feel that you've learned something today. Go ahead and journal it down because it may come in very handy later down the road. I love you, and I will see you guys next Saturday.